What does it mean to be an entrepreneur? In a world of inaction, over-promising, and under-delivering, an entrepreneur is someone who is not afraid of sacrifice or risk of failure. An entrepreneur is someone who prefers passion over all other forms of compensation. An entrepreneur is someone who chooses to work while all others are out playing. An entrepreneur's drug is impact. They are addicted to it. The entrepreneur knows one simple truth. They will make it. Maybe not immediately, but absolutely and definitely.
All right, everybody, welcome to 5 Across October edition. We are so excited you guys are here. This is a brand new venue for us to try out, so I'm curious to get your guys' feedback and what you think at the end of the event tonight. We like it so far. The people have been great. The help has been great. Seems like it's going to work out, but we'd love to get your guys' feedback. Thank you guys for being here. 5 Across, as many of you guys know, is part of a bigger mission that we have at Awesome Inc. to help serve the entrepreneurial community and help grow community around entrepreneurship across the state of Kentucky. There are a whole bunch of other ways that we would love for you all to get engaged in our entrepreneurial community. So if you have an idea, or if you want to help people that have ideas, or if you want to invest in people that have ideas, then please find somebody with a 5 Across shirt sometime tonight. Come talk to them. Find out how you can get involved, how we can maybe help you guys grow your idea or help you get connected to somebody and help them grow their idea. That is really the whole purpose of Awesome Inc. And why we exist. So again, thank you guys for taking that step and being here tonight and helping out these entrepreneurs and supporting them through this pitch contest. So none of that, though, would be possible if it was not for our sponsors. So I want to give some special shout out to a few of our sponsors. Our first one, we have a few of them here tonight, I think, on my left here. Our title sponsor is Kinetic. So thank you, Kinetic. Kinetic has been a supporter of 5 Across and a supporter of Awesome Inc. for a long time. They've just been great supporters and great partners to the entrepreneurial community. They provide our internet down the street at Awesome Inc. So if you're ever at Awesome Inc. and you need super fast Wi-Fi, they are the reason that we have that, and it's been great partnering with them. So thank you, Kinetic. Next sponsor I want to give a shout out to is our presenting sponsor tonight, which is Vulture. So let's give it up to Vulture. Kind of a cool story behind Vulture. So one of our former interns at Awesome Inc., and this is like back in the very first couple years of Awesome Inc., I think 2010, 2011, went on to work for this company, Vulture, and they've got I think a national presence, but they're headquartered in Ohio. And he has reached back out to Awesome Inc. in the last couple years and was just like, how can I give back to the entrepreneur community in Lexington? And that's how we got reconnected with, his name's Jamie, and he works for Vulture. And a little bit about Vulture, they're a provider of high-performance cloud compute and cloud GPU infrastructure, accelerated by NVIDIA. You can check them out at vulture.com, and you can save up to 90% on your cloud bill. So check out Vulture, support one of our sponsors, and thank you again to Vulture for that. And a few other sponsors that give shout out to Awesome Inc., Apex Software, Team Kentucky, the Cabinet for Economic Development, the University of Kentucky Entrepreneur Club, and the University of Kentucky College of Communication and Information. So one more round of applause for all of those sponsors. Could not do it without them. All right, we are going to proceed with our program, and before we do that, I'm going to call up our MCs for this evening. So if you can join me in welcoming your MCs for the October 5 Across. Our first MC, he is so strong that when he goes to the gym to work out, they have to close down the gym for repairs. Welcome, Kevin Manser, everybody. Yes. Our next MC She's known for taking charge of things and getting them done, so much so that when she was born, she drove her mom to the hospital. Jacqueline Benson, everybody, come on out.
Follow that up.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Brian. Oh my gosh, this is such a fun venue. We have like almost 360 view of amazing faces. Thank you guys for being here so much this evening and supporting these founders.
Awesome. And if this is your, I don't know, let's say third or more time at a 5 Across, where are you guys at? Raise your hand. All right. Awesome.
Woo!
Awesome.
It's a
Plenty
good
of you.
shout
Plenty
out.
of you. Thank you. Welcome
If
back.
this is your first time at a 5 Across, make some noise. Wow.
Oh, God, a lot of first timers.
All right,
A lot of
that's
first
a
timers.
good turnout for first timers. Speaking of your first time, we've got a fun little video to give you a little bit more information about what you can expect this evening.
All right, Mr. Jones. Let's cut the charades. We know you were at the scene of the crime.
I didn't do anything. I was just walking my dog.
You and your dog were reported as passing in front of the bank several times leading up to and during the robbery. Look, we have the pictures to prove it. That's you and your dog.
Listen, I take Constance down that route every morning. That's when I heard a hullabaloo at the bank. Gunshots, screams. We ran the other way.
It was 97 degrees that day. There was no need to be wearing a trench coat. And the fedora? I mean, come on! What, did the costume store run out of striped shirts and masks?
Didn't have any my size.
Brown, what are you doing over there? Can't you see we're in the middle of something
Sorry,
here?
just 1 second.
Detective, the chief is going to have your head for this. I swear, if you don't focus.
Got it!
What?
I just bought tickets to 5 Across. It's gonna be so freaking awesome!
What on earth is 5 Across?
You've never heard of 5 Across? It's this super cool pitch competition where some people pitch their super cool businesses to a panel of super cool judges for a chance to win it all at the 5 Across finals.
That sounds super cool. Can I come?
Nobody asked you. Don't encourage him. Look, Jones, we're not here to talk about your weekend plans. We're here to.
You know, I think one of the best things about 5 Across is the way to get the people involved. Like with this slow clap.
What?
Yeah. Like, you know, when a pitch goes over their 5-minute allotment and the audience signals that their time's up.
Right, that's a pretty easy one to remember if you've been.
How could I have possibly known that? I've never been before. None of this matters. Enough of this. Back to you. We need answers.
Okay, I'll tell you everything.
You know, they also have other things too, like rule number 17 to bring the fun, which means the audience gets to bring the energy for the show and they can be like super rowdy.
Within reason.
Right, yeah, like you can't interrupt them during their pitch, but after, you can cheer for them like a crazy person when they're walking up and down the aisle.
And don't forget about Rads.
I was just about to say that! The audience gets to rate and vote for their favorite pitch using Rads by going to awesomeinc.org/program. What just happened?
Oh, every time we see that video, I love it. The funny thing is Garrett wasn't even acting. That's just Garrett.
That's just Garrett
That's
every
just
day.
Garrett.
That's
Yeah.
a little glimpse into what it's like to work at Awesome.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed that video, I hope you got a couple takeaways. We're going to reiterate those right now. The first takeaway is remember rule number 17, which is bring the fun. You're in charge of your own good time.
And like Garrett said in the video, when the pitch goes over or right at their 5-minute time allotment, you all in the audience are responsible for starting what we call the slow clap. Let's practice that. I know we've got a lot of veterans, but we've also got a lot of first timers. Let's practice a slow clap. Here we go. All right, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
And then last but not least, we're going to make sure that you try to go on and give some feedback to these pitches tonight, and we're going to rate them. Act like you've got some money to give them. Let them know what you would do if you had it. And you're going to go over to awesomeinc.org/program and give them a little bit of info after every pitch tonight. Are we ready to really dive into all the fun stuff? Yes?
Oh, man.
All
Are we
right.
ready to dive into tonight's program?
Okay. You've got noisemakers, you've got your hands. Let's use them and bring some fun, because on the line tonight is a $500 cash prize and a $1,000 safe note. And the fun thing about that is that tonight's winner is the last winner to punch their ticket for 5 Across Finals in December, where they will be up for $5,000 cash prize and a $50,000 safe note.
But that's not it. The winner tonight will also be partnering with our friends over at Spectrum Reach, and they have the opportunity for up to $15,000 worth of streaming ads on the Spectrum streaming platforms. And if they don't have a commercial, Spectrum Reach will help them make a commercial to make use of that $15,000. Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, they've got a lot on the line, but most importantly, they get a chance to win even more at finals. All right, so speaking of tonight's pitchers and who is up for getting those prizes, we've got Ken with DreamScribe.
We've got Bahani with Konita Games.
We've got Matthew with Hydrogen Biofuel.
We've also got Matthew with Immersive Hearing Technologies.
And Charlie with Org Vitals.
And like Jacqueline said, tonight's founder will be punching their ticket to the 5 Across Finals.
Yep.
And at the 5 Across Finals, they'll be meeting this year's previous winners of 5 Across events. They'll be going against people like Ace with Value Buddy. They'll be meeting Caleb with One Up. They'll be going up against Chris with AirTech Robotics. And last event in August, we punched Chris's ticket with Click, Quick, Connect.
Yeah, it's a great event. I hope you were there. If not, you can say that you were tonight to see who is winning this evening and going to finals up against these 4 other pitches. All right, so now the fun really begins. We're going to find out who is going to be giving them that winning ticket this evening. It is time to meet our judges.
Can everyone get to their feet and make some noise for our judges tonight?
First up, he's the chairman and CEO of Morris Industries and a Kentucky Entrepreneur Hall of Fame inductee. It's Nate Morris.
All right, we've got one of the most notable investors and startup advisors in Lexington. Give it up for Mr. Greg Langdon.
Woo! He's the Chief Marketing Officer at Kinetic, Ben Menenek.
Woo-hoo! And we've got the founder and CEO of Type 64. Give it up for Mr. Steve Huey.
Steve knows rule number 17, that's for sure. All right. I'm only going to ask you to stand up 5 more times, okay?
Yeah.
You guys can handle that, right?
Hopefully all aren't tired.
Yeah.
And if you've been to 5 Across before, you know that there's no way we can hear from a pitch without diving into a trivia question.
Trivia.
And you might be wondering, where is Garrett? He's not up here holding my microphone, so he must be holding Kevin's microphone out in the stage,
out
in the
dressed
audience.
up as each other for Halloween.
Garrett, where are you at, big dog?
You're looking right at me.
All right, Garrett, take it away.
I will. Can everyone tell me what you think about my blazer tonight? Is it beautiful?
Pretty awesome.
It's actually brought to you by Chase Bank. Thank you, Dr. Walcott. So just know that Chase will give you the clothes off of their back. Thanks, Edward. All right. It's a trivia question, right?
Trivia.
That's right.
Can everyone say, what's up, Spooky Sam?
What's up, Spooky Sam?
Can everyone say, what's up, Spooky Sam? There we go. All right. How you doing, Sam? Samuel. All right, get on your feet. Here we go. On your feet. Here we go. The pressure is now on. The music's cued. There are 4 law books, there's the question, at Harvard University bound in what unique material? And the answers are A, human skin, gross. B, Oreo wrappers. C, burlap from a scarecrow. Or D, paper, because books are not made in paper, Sam. All right, what do you think this answer is, my friend?
Hey, human skin.
Is right.
my God.
Books are
That
disgusting.
is disgusting.
Spooky trivia
That is disgusting.
All Hallows
There we
Eve,
go.
right?
Thanks for playing.
Awesome.
All right, and that takes us into pitch number 1 for the evening. I'm going to need everybody to get on your feet, make some noise for Ken with DreamScribe.
Everyone in this room has a book to write, but there's way too much that stands in your way, right? I was trying to write a book. There's so many standards. There's formatting, there's plotting, there's drafting, there's all kinds of things that just get in the way. This is why 80% of people want to write a book, but nobody actually does. That's where DreamScribe comes in. We help create and publish professional standard novels and biographies with seamless, dynamic, all-in-one platform. Now, what does that mean? That means that we took advanced tech and threw it into the back end of our AI, and we can seamlessly guide you based off of advanced success metrics from proven successful authors. So it takes out all the guesswork. Let's explain more. First of all, this is the team. This is me. I'm AI systems engineer at Autodesk. I was former news reporter at Trip Total Media. That guy on the right, Jeremy, he has been in publication for 13 years, runs a publication company. Ijaz is a former CFO with us now, and he's been a tech and SaaS founder for 2 times, exited multiple companies. We've got Aiden on the bottom left, who's been doing our 7 years of SaaS experience with all of our AI technology. Our CTO is one of the top guys in Portugal, full stack developer, 11 programming languages, and he's been doing cybersecurity for many years. We used to work at Amazon and DuckDuckGo. And there's Leo, one of the top RAG, retrieval augmented generation experts in all of France. At least that's what he tells us. Anyways, he's smart. And these are the people that don't get their books written. Hobbyists, indie writers, pro writers. Because you don't have the time, you don't have the skill, you don't have the cost, and you have writer's block. This is it. This is why nobody publishes a book. What are you gonna do? What's your options right now? Okay, you go out and you got to do an AI SaaS that just remixes everything. It's a generative AI, right? It's just remixing your words. There's no creativity. AI's taking over, and everybody's worried about creativity being taken over as well. So that's where we come in. We reverse engineered successful books, and we threw it into the back end and offer you real-time guidance. Guidance. We do not do the writing for you. We guide you. The same way if you had a little developmental editor in your pocket, you pull it out, and it systematically knows what to ask you to guide you through the entire process. If you hire a pro editing team, it's $150 an hour, $10,000 to $100,000 for a ghostwriting book, 3 to 12 months, 6 revisions. Solo writing, good luck. Anybody ever tried to self-publish a book in here? You know what? You have some people in the back. Yeah, they know the struggles, right? Shorter books take 300 hours, 2,000 hours, 1,500 hours for nonfiction, countless revisions. What we do, 70 to 80% of the writing costs, labor hours are reduced by what we do. So from 150 in 12 months to 97 cents an hour and in 4 to 5 months. You still have to do the writing, which is why it takes 4 to 5 months. So you start. Let's say you just got an idea. You scream into the microphone or into your app. You say, hey, I have an idea about a princess who dies in the end, and she has this. And all these Game of Thrones elements meets Downtown Abbey. You speak into audio integration, and our RAG and Flare technology knows how to parse out exactly what to do and exactly what to follow up on. And then it tracks your settings, does your timelines and outlines, AI editing check-in, formatting. It does, and we don't just leave you in the very end. You don't just write the book and then it's over. We have post-publication success partners that then take your book and we guide you with your cover design, with your formatting, and the rest of the way, so you don't just get left alone with your book. The reason this is able to exist now is because there's something called retrieval augmented generation in Flare, which is forward-looking active retrieval. RAG came out about 2 years ago. There's not that many papers on it, but if you're in AI, you kind of know RAG. Flare is something what's the sweet sauce. You throw that in with the audio integration so you can speak forever. You can have it update, shout it from your phone whenever you're in your shower. You're like, oh my God, this is the idea. Shout it into your phone, automatically gets uploaded to the system so that you can get into your desktop app, get right in, it's picked off right where you left off. No generative AI. I cannot say this enough. We're legally copyrighted. We do not generate anything for you. We are guiding you. I don't think I have to get into how massive the market is for self-publication and publication. We're talking a multi-billion-dollar industry that is rising every single year. This is our SaaS model. You get a free tier, and you get the pro and the premium. You step it up with credits, so if you ping our system dynamically all of the time, it keeps guiding and guiding and guiding, but eventually you have a credit system built in to help you with that, with some limitations on the free. Now look at the bottom line number. That was our B2C model for authors. Now when you go B2B, you look at the bottom line number. There's an estimated 3,500 pitches and books that are denied or are sent in every year. We're talking if we get capture 1% of those to all the publishers, instead of saying no, it says, hey, no, use this software and come back with something better, you get something really great and golden. Asking 500K so far. We just opened our round 7 weeks ago. We already raised $1.78 million in 7 weeks. Not too shabby.
Ken, great job, well done. Stick around. You got a few minutes. Judges, ask away.
Is this live? Can I use it? And have you generated any revenue yet?
No revenue yet. We just launched our MVP a month ago, and we do have a bug right now we're working through to get through.
Can I use it though?
You can use it. Yeah, you can use it.
How about competition?
Yeah, I skipped over the competition slide for that, but most of the competition is generative AI, like pseudo-write, campfire writer. But what we do is we have world building connectors put into it, and that's something that a lot of the systems out there don't have. They don't have AI that can systematically fact-check things for you. Competitors really just do the writing for you, or they help you with your scene cards and your timelines and your outlines, but not that RAG and flare technology that I spoke about earlier. That doesn't exist in the market right now.
I guess what I'm curious about is what problem does this solve that another writing software and ChatGPT don't?
Yeah, you go into ChatGPT and it just generates it for you, right? It'll just generate, right? It'll keep generating and generating. With us, it'll build out your visuals. So one thing I couldn't get into was the relationship webs and character webs, right? And so you'll actually visually see your characters coming to life and how they connect with each other. GPT can't make those connections, right? Not to mention there's no audio integration with that. And what we do is we can fact check the entire story. So you say, oh, it's the year 1200, but you also mentioned plumbing in chapter 2. That doesn't make any sense. And GPT's never gonna be able to do that. So there's a whole reverse engineering the mind of developmental editors. Quite the task. It's not easy.
Would you do a quick walkthrough of your marketing and sales process, kind of top to bottom? How do you find leads? How do you have a sales force? How do you convert leads into customers? All of that stuff.
Yeah, it's a great question. So the guy number 2 on our team, Jeremy Gottwalls, who is the post-publication support partner, also our CPO. He also runs a 50-person marketing agency. He's been in publication for 13 years. He has our go-to-market strategy, reaching out to authors in all the different writing communities that are out there. So it's a slow drip campaign where we reach out to them, give them free trials of the software, build it up, then we use them as use case testimonials to go out and promote more. And that's phase 1. Phase 2 is advertisements in AI magazines, as well as in post-publication support magazines, Publishers Weekly. And then stage 3 is social media influencer campaigns. Book Talk, which is like TikTok for books, is one of the top ones in all of TikTok. So you develop, since we are not writing for people, they're happy to jump on board. You get booed out of the room, you say AI, right? You get booed out of the room, every writing room, but we say, no, we're not really AI, we're guiding you, we're not writing for you. That influencers have coming out of the breadth for us. And they've been more than happy to support us so far. They're just waiting for this product to not have that bug that we gotta fix right now. So that's it.
What about intellectual property? How do lawyers view this, and is this considered original work?
It is, it'll be your original work. If we were generating it for you, then there'd be kind of an issue. But since we're not, since we're just guiding you, it is all original work. Every person that uses the platform has every single right to it. We have no rights or royalties to it at all. So we're legally copyrighted. I had 3 lawyers check that. Because in the beginning, it was not, and we got lambasted, right? So now it's totally, completely legally copyrighted. The back end is what we feed the books and the metrics with, but that's not what comes out the front end. So we're legally copyright protected.
All right, amazing job.
Hey guys.
Good job,
Pitch
Ken.
number
Is
that
all right? Not bad, right?
Great start.
Great
Great start to
job.
the evening.
There you go. Thank you. Awesome. Good job, Ken.
We're going to remind you to go and rate Ken's pitch, and you're going to do that by going to awesomeinc.org/program and answer that quick question. It takes you about 10 to 20 seconds to pitch, okay?
Yeah, great work, and I'll give my hats off to you all. For those of you who've been here for the first time, not slow clapping the judges. I've learned a long time ago, you never interrupt Steve Huey when he's talking. Don't ever do it. It'll never turn out good for you. But good job on that.
Yeah.
All right, well, good job, Ken. Before we move on to pitch number 2, my buddy Garrett's somewhere in the crowd. And he actually texted me and said he wants to scare somebody under the bleachers. So he might be under the bleachers right now.
Not yet.
Right here.
Not yet.
He's behind me.
Not yet.
Garrett, who's your next victim? Trivia question
There we
contestant.
go.
Oh, yes.
We really are getting
Can everyone say hey to Emma? This is not Emma. Emma's right here, though.
I was about to say, does she know her name is Emma? Because
She does. She does. Hey, can we see that?
look
Can we
like
see
she
that
knows
question, please?
Of course.
Emma, I know that you're a big gamer. Nintendo began as a company selling which of the following products? A, video games, B, cookies, C, trading cards, or D, suitcases. And Emma is a smart scholar, so she knows the answer right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go C, playing cards.
C, playing cards.
C, Caitlin, did that suffice for you? Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I think so.
You think she got it? It's a very unique item to start. But
She's
it's
right.
correct.
Holy cow. Nice.
Emma, good job.
And she just got extra credit in class.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, that's right.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Well, good job, Emma. But let's make a bigger applause. Let's get to our feet for our next pitch tonight. Let's give it up for
Everybody
Bahani with
stand
Konita Game.
Make some noise.
Well, hey everyone, my name is Bahani Wheeler, the founder of Konita Games, and today I'll be pitching our video game, Don't Be Late, where we make mathematics fun and engaging with the use of gamification. So, I want you to go back to your school days. Remember the long math problems that you got back in school that was so boring and felt more like a chore than a fun, engaging challenge, and had you looking like this guy right here on the screen? Well, unfortunately, that is still the case today. Children aren't being motivated by mathematics as it's a very boring task by the way it's being implemented right now. And with Don't Be Late, we aim to turn mathematics into a fun, engaging challenge. We aim to make it more engaging for students using gamification. So, our solution, Don't Be Late, is a 3D platformer where the player is playing as Sam, a school student who woke up late for school because they have school at 9 a.m. and they gotta get there on time. And it's your job to get them to school on time. And the way they're gonna do that is, once they wake up from school, they gotta answer math questions. So, here's a live demonstration of the game. The player starts by first choosing a level. Here they're gonna choose the rule number systems, and then they kick things off with a lesson to learn the content needed to beat the level. And then, just like that, they're in the action where they have to beat time. And here we get input a multiple of 8, and here they put 24, banging that question out. But when they're asked to give a cube number, they give 45, and they lose because that's the incorrect answer. There's so much different features in the game, like here we're putting numbers in a Venn diagram, or as you can see here, we have this epic stone monster that crushes you if you answer the question incorrectly. This way? All right, next please. Okay, so Don't Be Late has a bunch of different math topics that are included in the in middle school and high school curriculum. So as you can see here, we have algebra, we have indices and logarithms, we have geometry, trigonometry, and so much more. So, making mathematics into a video game isn't necessarily a completely novel idea. So what makes Don't Be Late different, and what makes us stand out compared to our competition? Currently, there are 3 other games that make mathematics into a video game, namely Prodigy, Zorbit's Math Adventure, and Dreambox Learning. So what makes us stand apart is the 3 other games that I just mentioned, they only focus on elementary education. With Don't Be Late, we have content that's challenging enough for middle school and high school learners. And we have customizable questions where we empower our teachers to be able to give their own questions. And we also have a freemium business model where the students are going to be able to choose to pay a $3 fee only if they're able to, but we're going to have ads to ensure that it's accessible for different people. And we're also going to have in-depth analytics to allow the teachers to see their students' progress. So, how are we going to make money from this? Because that's a very important factor. Well, we're going to have 2 different business models for this. The first one being a freemium for individuals. So for the individuals, they're going to be able to play the game for free, but we're going to have ads in there. So it's accessible for them still. But if someone wants to get rid of the ads, they're going to pay a $3 fee to get rid of them. And we're also going to have in-app purchases where the player is going to be able to buy different characters because that makes the game so much more fun as they're feeling like they're customizing their character. For educational institutions, on the other hand, they're going to be paying a $5 per month fee for every single user that they have. And with this, we're going to be giving them analytics to view student performance, and we're also going to allow them to customize their own questions, and of course, we're going to have 0 ads for them. So look at this big market size. We have 11 million middle school students in America, 17 million high school students, and totaling to a 28 million student population. And with this student population, we're able to change the lives of them, So by 2026, we aim to have 1.75% of this market reach so that we're changing the lives of 500,000 students. So now let's go over the traction. Currently, Don't Be Late is in its development and beta testing stage. We have 90 out of 129 levels complete, and as you just saw, we have a working prototype. And in partnership with Ben Burnett, the Director of Technology in Madison County Schools, we're working on getting this game tested and doing research on it. We're currently going to be working with Madison Central High School, Madison Southern High School, and Foley Middle School. And with this, we're going to do user research to see if the game is engaging to the students and make sure that they're learning mathematics over a long period of time. So our next steps, we're first going to start over with user research. That's what we're going to be doing towards the end of this year. That's Q4. And next, we're going to finish the remaining levels over the Q1 of next year. And then we're going to secure our first round of funding in Q2 of 2025. And after that, we're going to launch our marketing campaign. And right after that, in 2025, Q4, we're going to launch Don't Be Late. So I'm the founder of Don't Be Late. My name is Bahani Wheeler, and I'm currently studying computer science and business administration with a concentration in marketing at Berea College. And currently, I have more than half a decade of experience in developing video games and software engineering. So thank you very much for your time and undivided attention. Together, we're going to create Don't Be Late, which is going to make learning mathematics a fun and engaging process for students all around the world. So please connect with us with the links here and scan our QR code. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, give it up for pitch number 2. Great job working through those few technical difficulties. Judges, about 3 minutes or a question each.
So it sounds like you're still pretty early in the process. Do you have any data, even kind of anecdotal data or just small samples, that would demonstrate that this will consistently help most kids get better at math?
Currently, we're going to be going over this users testing, and that's what we're going to be conducting towards. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be going over to the Madison Southern High School and be conducting tests. But currently, what I've done over research is apps like Duolingo and apps like Khan Academy, like where they gamify mathematics. Not necessarily mathematics with Duolingo as languages. It's shown that 34% of students are more engaged when they're using gamification. So it's a proven fact that gamification can lead to more engaged and memorization when learning topics.
Can you talk about who you have as advisors or on your team, or can you give us a little more about that? Or are you doing this totally on your own?
No, this is definitely not a lone venture. Although I'm currently the only founder of the company, I do have a lot of advisors. I have my marketing professor, Ian Norris, which has helped me find different funding opportunities. I also have at the SBDC in Kentucky, I'm talking with a bunch of different mentors there. And I've also had help with the pitching and things of that nature.
You mentioned one education professional at a school system?
Yes.
Who was that?
His name is Ben Burnett. I'm the head of technology in the Madison County, so he's going to be allowing me to do the testing in the schools.
Okay, I missed that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you mentioned, 3 school systems as well. How far have you gotten in discussions with a school system, specifically around how they would purchase a product like this and pricing and what that whole process would look like?
So currently I haven't had any talks in terms of pricing the product. I'm going over the user testing, but there's a school teacher in Madison Southern High School. His name is Robbie Smith, who's going to be allowing me to go to test the game with students over there in about 2 weeks. So I'm currently now in the user testing process.
So do you have anybody that's able to play the game now, and do they think it's fun?
Yes. I did a lot of user testing back home. So I'm from Namibia, and I've been developing this game for about 2 years. And before I came here, I've been doing a lot of user testing, and they've said they're enjoying the game and they're feeling like it's helping them learn mathematics.
Where do you see this in 5 years?
Well, 5 years. By the end of this year, next year, I aim on releasing the game, and in about 2 to 3 years, I know it's going to be able to be adopted by millions of players all around the world after I receive a bunch of funding, and I'm able to like go through, get people on my marketing team to help expand the game and scale it. But in 5 years, I see like it's going to be like almost around the level of Duolingo, like very, very soon.
Can you take a couple seconds and tell us, you said you've been programming video games for a while. What other things do you have you worked on? And you'll be allowed to answer this because they let me ask questions past the thing.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Thank you. So I have another video game which I've released already. It's called Press Pursuit, which I've released on the Play Store and App Store. If you go to our website, Konita Games, you're going to be able to find the game and the link to it. So I've developed a video game already. So I have prior experience with developing this. And I have my YouTube channel where I develop a lot of video games as well on there. Oh, thank you very much.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much.
Great work.
Get that clicker back from you.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Good job.
I think we might have to limit Steve's questions.
Yeah, hey, I'm not.
Maybe
you
like-
can. I'm not. I've learned my lesson.
You get a question 1A and 1B.
Awesome. Great job, Bahani. Before we meet our third pitch, y'all know what's about to happen. G, where you at?
I'm really afraid of him.
He came from behind me last time.
Legitimately jump out scared.
I heard him say he was about to grab Caitlin Chapin's leg,
Garrett.
but he didn't. All right, G, here we go.
Scott had my mic muted. I was
Scott.
playing a great song. I'm gonna go this way.
Okay, awesome. All right,
Caitlin, where are
Jacqueline.
you at? So, fun fact, Kevin, what did you just say I was gonna do tonight?
You almost grabbed her leg.
I was about to grab your ankle
And
mid-pitch,
I wish you would.
but I decided that would be not appropriate. Anyways, trivia question. Here we go. What is the name for the byproduct of bourbon production that consists of, you got water, grains, yeast cells, not yeast cells, and other fermentation products? Caitlin, take it away. Is it Monster Mash? Great song, by the way. Played at a wedding. B, stillage. C, sludge. Or D, that mug. What is it?
All of those sound awful.
Mash, but the answer is B, stillage. Bourbon and other whiskey production does produce mash. It smells like corn, but the answer is stillage.
That is correct. Good job, Caitlin.
What
Way
a
to
nasty
go.
word. Stillage.
Speaking of stillage, we're still great friends.
No, we should play the Monster Mash. Yeah, that's a great.
Probably
Great
better
song.
than stillage. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah. All right. For the third time, we're going to ask you to stand up and help us welcome at pitch number 3. We've got Matthew with hydrogen biofuel.
Hey y'all, can you imagine a world that doesn't rely on fossil fuels? Can you imagine a world that doesn't rely on fossil fuels for energy? Can you imagine a world that doesn't rely on fossil fuels like oil or coal? I get it. It can be hard to imagine. But right here in Kentucky, in Appalachia, yeah. We can use our own renewable resources to lead a clean energy revolution. Hydrogen biofuel will be at the center of this transformation. By using biomass, we can create hydrogen and renewable natural gas using proven modular systems. From right here in the bluegrass, we can utilize biomass like crops left over after harvesting, crops that are purposely grown for biofuel production, sawdust, wood chips from sawmills, bourbon stillage, thank you, and even trash, everyday trash can be used to produce hydrogen. By using gasification, these materials can be broken down into a mixture of gases. They can be captured, separated, and cleaned. By blending hydrogen with renewable natural gas, they can be transported in today's pipelines and distributed to homes, businesses, and industries across Kentucky and beyond. Today, hydrogen biofuel has been hard at work securing feedstock, engaging with utility companies, reaching out to engineering companies and equipment providers, seeking equity funding as well as preparing a hydrogen hub grant proposal, identifying internal hires, and securing other partners. There's a huge opportunity for high and diversified revenue with gas sales, renewable energy credits and carbon credits, with low expenses and the opportunity for high profit using tax credits. Looking at the markets today, it is inevitable that hydrogen will play a huge part as far as clean energy, as far as the clean energy revolution goes. Hydrogen will play a huge part. Even though the natural gas market is larger today, the hydrogen market will catch up over time. One of my favorite books is Good to Great. It's by Jim Collins, and in it he details out BHAGs, or big, hairy, audacious goals. Our BHAGs are: we want to be operational by 2027, increase or scale production yearly, expand with the H2 market as it grows, develop an internal R&D team, and be the most profitable company by 2050. I'm Matthew Smith. My co-founder is Jake Conrad. He is a finance student at the University of Kentucky, as well as an honors student and Wall Street scholar. He will serve as our CFO. I'm founder and CFO, a licensed civil engineer, and earning my MBA from the University of Illinois online. We need to get on the bus as soon as possible. A hydrogen market expert, as well as an experienced project manager and operations leader. To make these key hires, pursue grants, and raise capital, we need $2 million now in a pursuit to raise $100 million to start operations.
All right. Good job, Matthew. Good job, Matthew. I still can't, the whole time I'm still thinking about the word stillage in my head. And it's kind of disgusting to think about that word. Anyway, judges, you got 3 minutes.
So wind and solar for power generation kind of already had their first initial leg down on what they cost per megawatt hour. Where is hydrogen relative to wind and solar, and where do you think it has to be for your use case of displacing a little bit of natural gas for power generation?
So that's a good question, really good question. Do you want to know prices or?
Well, I guess my real question is, how close is hydrogen, using your method of production, to being able to have it be a no-brainer to displace, I assume, just some of the natural gas in a pipeline
I think we're there
and
already.
send it to a power plant?
Yeah, I think we're there already. A lot of oil companies are, as part of sustainable initiatives, are already starting to incorporate some of it into their productions. And I think over time they will be, it'll catch on a little bit more sorry.
Can you give a little bit more about your background? What brought you to this concept, and what motivates you to do it?
My background is in civil engineering and project management. So I started pursuing entrepreneurship, started thinking about it late last year. And it doesn't seem like there's ever a great time to do it. So I just went ahead and started on the journey with the support of my wife and family. I wanted to get out in the community in Appalachia and Moorhead is where we live. And do something that aligned my passion of clean energy with a business and had high opportunity for growth, also could make a huge impact on the communities around.
I want to commend you. This is a massive idea. There's very few people that have the ability to take on something like this, even conceptually. Why is Kentucky so strategic for this deal?
The people.
I like it. That's a good answer.
All right. We're down pitch number
Good job,
3. I'll
Matthew.
take your
Good job,
clicker.
Matthew.
You can get
Good job, man.
Thank you so much for pitch number 3. We're over halfway through tonight's 5 Across. How's everybody feeling? Woo! We've got 2 more.
We need to do like Bon Jovi or something when we're halfway
we need to be
there.
like some like
Yeah.
line dancing in or
Oh.
something.
That'd
Okay.
be a little
All right. We're going to. Oh, we got some. What's going on here?
Don't put me on the spot. I'll pitch that, whatever that was. I'll pitch it. I've been taking notes of every pitch.
Why? It's going back. Oh my God! It's going backwards.
Elias, don't look. Don't look, Elias.
Okay. Are you guys controlling it now at this point?
Is Garrett controlling it? That's the better question. Is Garrett screwing with us right now?
I am screwing with you.
Because
Of
he
course
would
I
be.
am. Let me put my
Awesome.
clicker away.
Garrett, where are you? Yeah.
Thanks, Caitlin. Where's
I love
Elias?
having her in the
You up
crowd.
there? I'm coming up there. Okay.
Awesome. Well, Garrett, who's your next contestant for trivia?
His name is Elias. He's 18 years old. He is a Libra, born from Springfield, Illinois,
Good.
and he is currently committed to Miss Illinois 2020.
This is awesome. Good job. Way to crawl over every young college
Thanks, guys.
kid up there.
Personal space
I love
is
you.
not something that bothers me.
Good job.
Elias, this one is, I think you saw it. Which of the following does not cause hearing loss? A, Oreo cookies. B, age. C, loud noises. Or D, eardrum damage.
And you did not get a sneak at the answer.
Elias
so.
knows the answer.
Maybe you have stillage in your
Really
ears.
tough one. Really tough one, but I think I'm gonna have to go with A.
He said A.
A, or are you sure? Because you would be
He is
correct.
sure. Great job.
Good
Here's
job.
here's a date for you and Miss Illinois 2020. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Now
All right,
awkwardly
excuse me, guys.
crawl over everyone else on
No,
the
I
way
think
up.
I might have
wait,
given
hold on.
him the answer to that
I'm going
one.
back to my
That
little
wasn't really
cave.
tough.
Yeah,
All right, I'll
hey,
see you guys
good job,
later.
G.
Really easily.
All right. Well, we know the drill by now. Let's all get on our feet and let's get introduced to our 4th pitch of the evening. Give it up to Matthew with Immersive Hearing Technologies. I can't hear you, pun intended.
So good evening, everyone. My name's Matthew Neal. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Immersive Hearing Technologies, and I'm here tonight to tell you how we're helping customers navigate the hearing healthcare market. So take a moment and think about someone in your life, you probably all can think about, who has or might be beginning to suffer from hearing loss. So as we think about that, where would they begin? So if they hopped in line, they'd probably first find out they could go the traditional route and go to an audiologist and get a prescription hearing aid, but it's going to cost them. On average, it's around $5,000 to $6,000 for a pair of prescription hearing aids fit by an audiologist. It's also going to take a lot of time, around 4 visits to the audiologist to get it fit and tuned right, happening over the course of 1 to 3 months. With more research, they might find out that just a few years ago, the FDA created a new type of device, and these are over-the-counter hearing aids sold directly to you from an online platform and fit from an app, but they're a lot cheaper, only around $800 a pair on average, but what you'll find out is they're only for mild to moderate loss, where prescription devices are for all losses. So how are you supposed to navigate and know what to do with this? So in the hearing aid market, there's a few key facts that are important to know. Right now, of the 430 million people around the world with disabling hearing loss, the current rate of adoption is only 1 in 3. So only 1 in 3 people that need hearing aids actually purchase and wear their hearing aids. A lot of people thought that when over-the-counter came, the cheaper price point, the accessibility was going to make the market explode, and that just hasn't happened. So why is that? And the real idea behind that is people need to believe that the benefit they're going to get for their hearing health is worth the cost, because even over-the-counter is still expensive. So that's where Immersive Hearing Technologies steps in. So we are a company that is creating immersive audio-visual applications that let you hear exactly for yourself how a hearing aid would help you with your specific kind of hearing loss. The idea is with our applications, you can click on the environment where you are having the most trouble, such as the noisy restaurant. We teleport you there virtually, and you can spin your head around and turn on the hearing aid to hear no hearing aid to hearing aid, what that benefit provides you. You could also compare things like over-the-counter to prescription and help understand those benefits and differences. So let me tell you a little bit our traction so far. So after we launched, we were actually able to already create a B2B product. So we're selling this to audiology clinics, and the world's largest hearing aid manufacturer, Sonova, has actually already provided us $500,000 in revenue to develop a custom branded solution for their hearing aids and their clinics around the world. Currently, we're in this process of deploying around 25, and we're simplifying that product a bit for a larger scale, hopefully to the hundreds or thousands with them. But we don't want to just stop there. We're looking to create a more accessible online platform, so without requiring the in-clinic hardware, self-guided experience that lets you directly do a free hearing screener, and then if you'd like, compare that OTC to prescription. On that platform, we could sell you the OTC directly from our website, or we could refer you to a clinic for the prescription option. We're raising around $1 million at the beginning of next year for a seed round to create that with a hopeful launch in 2026. So in terms of the team, it's led by myself. I'm Matthew Neal. My background is in virtual reality audio and acoustics. We're also joined by Jeff Cummins, who's a seasoned entrepreneur in the Louisville area. And we have an academic advisor, Pavel Zahorik, who has over 25 years research experience in hearing aids and hearing loss, and a lot of really good industry connections and relationship. Across the different markets here, we believe there's around an $8 billion opportunity, and we think about the people we can reach, likely Western countries, and also people who actually have the money and motivation to afford this. We're looking at around a $230 million opportunity. So quickly, in terms of revenue, we're already bringing some revenue, and we're hoping to grow that to a clinic B2B SaaS offering in 2025 and grow that over the next 5 years. But after our 2026 launch of the online platform, bring in revenue from the OTC sales, those device fee experiences, and also some lead generation if we point people to clinics for the prescription route, targeting around $44 million in revenue by 2029. So out there in the audience, of course, we're doing a fundraising round, but also, do you know any local innovative audiologists that want to get excited and be pilot programs for this? We'd love to talk to them. And also, as we're gearing up for the online raise, if you know any web developers in that healthcare AR, VR space, we'd love to talk to them about opportunities as well. Thank you all so much for joining me here. Again, it's Matthew Neal, and I really look forward to helping you and your loved ones navigate the confusing market of hearing aids in the future. Thanks.
Right on time. Good job, Matthew. You can keep that for a second in case you need it. We're going to give it over to our judges and let them ask some questions.
Sounds great.
When you look at your market, did you consider only the United States or international as well?
Yeah, so for over-the-counter, right now, that is a US-only market and a couple other countries. So
what about the B2B?
For the B2B, no, we're considering the global market. Actually, the hearing manufacturer we're working with, we've already created the first version of our software in 7 languages, actually, because they own clinics around the world and need a solution to scale.
Can you remind me the B2B business model?
Yeah, the basic idea is it's just a monthly SaaS fee that they're paying us for the software.
It was $300 a month, right?
Yeah, around $300.
How many audiologists are there in the United States?
In the United States, clinics, I believe it's
you
around...
can rough guess me. I'm not going to go look it up.
Yeah, so clinics is around 13,000, and you're probably having 1 per clinic, I would say.
So I think when you run the B2B model, you've got to have a close cooperation with hearing aid manufacturers.
Exactly.
When you get to OTC, is that still true, or can your software peacefully coexist without the OTC manufacturers even approving or recommending what you're doing?
Yeah, so our process now is we actually do a very elaborate recording process with hearing aids. So we can actually do that without, all we need is the hearing aid and the manufacturer's fitting software now. So as long as we have that, which any audiologist would have access to, we can integrate any device. So it of course takes time to create that set of recordings for the comparison. So yeah, we typically do like to work with them because that's kind of a good faith agreement, but we don't need necessarily full buy-in from them.
So talk a little more about how you roll that out in the OTC market. Is it just standalone software through the App Store? Do you have to go stand in Best Buy, or what will that look like?
No. So, I mean, one thing to note is that a lot of the major OTC players are also players in the prescription hearing aid space. A lot of the prescription devices have created their own OTC. So for OTC, it could be an online experience that you're coming to our website to experience. It could also be something where we custom brand it for other clinics. We sort of create the experience, but we label it with their brand so that they might point them to that experience. Could also be some sort of kiosk type experience in Best Buy. That's probably where a lot of people are buying hearing aids now over the counter, is in Best Buy or online, and I think Walmart sells them as well.
I understand that the latest AirPods and some other mass market devices have been approved as hearing devices. How, if at all, does that factor into your thinking about the right solution here?
Yeah, so I cut that slide because I was really pushing that 5-minute mark. But the basic idea is we could totally support demonstrating an AirPod, and that's why we would charge maybe like a $30 fee for our online listening experience. So if you have a pair of AirPods in your pocket, you could do our experience, realize they're going to be just as good as the other options for you, and you could save $250. Or, well, more, like $600 there. But maybe you realize, well, I like my AirPods, but I really like the sound of that over-the-counter hearing aid, so I want a more specific device for my hearing, but I'll still use my AirPods for other listening. So, yeah, we can totally support that.
All right, thank you, judges. Thank you, Matthew. I'll take that and give that mic up to Kyle. Man, we've only got one more pitch tonight. One more pitch. Are you ready, Steve?
I want the trivia question.
He
wants the trivia question.
He wants the trivia question. Well, first we're going to remind you, though, it's your opportunity to go to awesomeinc.org/program and rate tonight's pitches. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it really helps us and the founders of tonight's companies out. So now it's time for trivia.
Let's do it. G-Baby, where you at, big dog? I know where you were like 4. Jeez.
In Edward's coat, no less.
Oh, dang it. Sorry, Edward. I'll take a dry cleaning.
Edward's coat.
All right, I'm back here for...
jerk.
I'm with Summer this time. Hey, Summer, how you doing? Everyone, big news. Can I say it? Summer just got engaged.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you got a girlfriend, and that would have been probably bigger news.
Well.
Summer, congratulations.
Yep. Anyways, speaking of a special someone, it's important you guys are having these conversations now. What can cost companies 1/2 to 2 times an employee's annual salary? Listen up. Listen up. Is it A, their health insurance, B, replacing them after they leave, C, company swag worn by them? That's us, okay. Or D, Oreos eaten by them in a year? That's Steve. What do you think it is, Summer?
B, replacing them after they leave.
Say it a little bit louder for the people in the back.
B, replacing them after they leave.
We confident? Oh. Good!
Good job! Way to go. Here you go, Summer. Great
That'll come
job.
up in your premarital
Treat that
counseling,
special
I'm sure.
someone.
I'm sure it'll come up.
I will get this dry clean. I'm sorry, Edward.
All right, guys. For the 5th, actually 6th, but last time, I'm going to ask you stand up on your feet, make some noise, and help us welcome Charlie with Org Vitals.
Hey, everybody. Have any of you had a job that's stressful? Maybe got the Sunday scaries, maybe lost some sleep because you were worried about the next day. We've all been there. And you know what? It's killing you. Like literally, it's killing you. And if you have a job like that right now and you take one thing away from you tonight, go find another job. It's not worth it, I promise you. Before I jump into the whole presentation about Org Vitals, I want to say all these other entrepreneurs that are pitching tonight, great job. It's tough being an entrepreneur, and I love that you guys stood up here with your pride and presented, so thank you. Yeah. So Org Vitals, this might sound a little boring. Next-gen data tool for HR, but I promise you I'm going to do my best to make it exciting tonight because it's a big business. I'm Charlie Miller. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I started a little company called TouchCast once upon a time. That's not so little anymore. I'm joined by Dr. Brad Shuck, a researcher at the University of Louisville who studies something called work determinants of health, how that stress is literally killing you. Christina Rodriguez Hendricks, she used to run global sales and partnerships at Techstars. The three of us are the three-legged stool behind Org Vitals with a team that's mainly based in Ukraine. If you talk about resiliency, I'll also note startup resiliency. Greg remembers when this thing was an idea, then we had a pandemic, I had chronic health issues, a war in Ukraine. We are still here, and we never went the VC route. We've always just done this through something that once upon a time was called growing through revenue. I want to tell you a little story real quickly. That woman, 50 years ago, in Louisville, Kentucky, started a small revolution. Norton Healthcare, you've probably heard of it. They started something called patient representatives. It was a totally new thing. She took it on. It became a national organization that she ended up leading, and it really changed the way hospitals deal with patients. It basically gave a voice to those patients. That woman taught me a lot about how to listen and how to take that listening from patients and turn it into actions and drive outcomes. We all know the research now that if you actually take care of patients in their bedside manner, really listening to them and taking care of them, they get out of the hospital faster, they save the hospital's money. The reason I learned that is that's my mom. That's Jen Rose Miller. 50 years later, the stakes couldn't be higher. Of course, we're not talking about patients now, we're talking about employees. Baby boomers are retiring. Massive talent war. Everyone's burned out. And guess what? The people who are supposed to solve this problem, HR, they're absolutely overwhelmed. They weren't trained for this. They were trained around policy, nothing about employee experience. What the hell is that? And they also don't have degrees in how to manage data. The concept of employee experience emerged in 2017 to get strategic about culture. The data and tools have not evolved. HR is stuck measuring data like annual engagement surveys and tracking turnover. It's really hard to be sophisticated. Now, orgs ahead of the curve are above the curve. There's some great data coming out right now that the organizations that are getting ahead of employee well-being are outpacing all the traditional trends in the stock market. So organizations are waking up to this, and we are primed to be the data tool for them. We are the data intelligence tool built for HR and people leaders. The market is catching up to us, and it's fantastic. Our product provides leaders with data they've never had. If you imagine something like, oh, here, watch this. This is actually our product in process. Our secret, we map the organization through data. We understand who all the people are. We understand who the influencers are, the soft leaders. We can layer all the data from the HR tools they have on top of this network analysis. We can find the individuals in there. We can find the segments, whether it's a department, a facility, a demographic group. We show these people that are trying to be people leaders where to start. That's the thing we hear all the time when we talk to the customers. Where do I actually start? We give them those trailheads. We're a B2B tool. We're sassy and powerful like enterprise software, but we're really approachable for these HR people that have never worked with a data tool. We sell annual subscriptions. Our ICP is a 100 to 10,000 employee company, and we basically deal in the industries that cannot hire their way out of their problems. Frontline workers. We're just getting started. We're a tiny bootstrap startup, but one of the largest healthcare organizations in the country just renewed for 3 years. We are close to a future where data comes from diverse stories, tells that story. But those listening actions and outcomes are driven by our data model. and we're about to release an AI agent to help these HR people figure it out. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Charlie, great job, great job. Way to do well on time. Steve's already got one in the chamber. He's ready to go. Judges, you can keep it.
Can you describe your business model and maybe put a couple numbers behind it?
Sure. We've been growing this, what I call the reverse bootstrap. And for all the young entrepreneurs in the crowd, I've done the VC treadmill. I've done the buried behind preferred layers of investment. This time we really wanted to do this a different way. So we took a little bit of money from friends and family, and we've grown a business model around annual subscriptions and really focused on renewals, not growth. For the last few years, we've just focused on 24 organizations to really get this right for them. All sizes, all over the country, all over the world. I was supporting our customer in Israel earlier today. We've really focused on making sure our product fits their needs, and next year it's going to be about growth.
How much is it, though?
Our software ranges from about $5,000 to about $30,000 based on the size per year.
So in the demo that you showed, you were showing a network graph of interactions between employees, and I get how that could be useful. But is that the main data that you're tracking? How do you sort of identify what data matters and pull it together?
I'm so happy you asked that. So HR has all these fragmented tools with all kinds of data. Through APIs, we pump that into the system and we layer it across that map. And where they have blind spots in their data, we run automated surveys. So someone's 30 days in, they get an automatic survey. Their 1-year anniversary, we want to listen to these people and ask them the right questions and make sure we're consistently getting feedback to improve the employee experience based on their tenure.
Can you, if we can drill down on that a little more though, how are you measuring quality? So if Steve and I worked in the same business, there might be a lot of emails, but it would just be Steve sending me off-color jokes. So how do you measure what is really important in terms of connectivity?
Yeah, great question. We did all kinds of tests looking at email, Microsoft Teams, Slack. There's a lot of noise in those data. We ended up just asking people, who do you work with the most? Who are the great listeners? From there, we can map that really well, and it's really good data.
Can you talk about competition?
Yeah, on the spectrum of the tools that HR use for anything related to data, on the one side, you've got the all-in-ones, hiring tools, onboarding tools, performance evaluation tools. They're trying to do everything, including some surveys. They're generally not that great, though. They usually do one thing well and everything else poorly. Very expensive. On the other angle, you've maybe got something like a Qualtrics or a Power BI. These are the tools that are very expensive and require a lot of training. And then way over here, you've got SurveyMonkey or Google Forms, right? There's nothing in the middle. And when we started this, we had a big fear. Maybe this is no man's land. But it turns out, if you can give them something that's as approachable as SurveyMonkey, but as powerful as Power BI, they love it.
In terms of making this tool and the data that comes out of it useful to the people who are paying for it, like what is the metric or the set of metrics, the decisions, is it churn prediction? Is it identifying people who are, having a really negative impact on overall engagement? What's sort of the so what?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of data, and it comes down to looking at all the different groups and understanding where to start. Where can you intervene? And then related to what the data is revealing about that group, what is it you need to do? And so when we talk about turning the data into actions, that's two things. One is trying to give them advice on what to do through our system. But then the other piece of it is making sure that data is presentable so they can take it back to the C-suite and build influence through that story the data is telling to actually enable action. The reason we pinpoint the influencers in the network analysis, we want to give them the ambassadors that they need to start strategic initiatives. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Charlie. I'll take the clicker and give the mic to Kyle. Make sure I don't have it upside down this time. We don't want to repeat that mishap. I learn.
Yeah, so when the slides were going all out of sorts, Jacqueline got to the back and she said, Kevin, I'm an idiot. I was holding the clicker upside down. And so Scott and tech team, she's sorry. On behalf of her, she's sorry. She wasn't blaming you. She was holding the clicker wrong.
I take full responsibility for that mishap. Last chance to vote. You're going to go to awesomeinc.org/program and rate tonight's pitches. At the end of those 5 questions, there's going to be an additional question that really helps us at Awesome Inc. make sure we're bringing you the best 5 acrosses. And now I'm going to go ahead and dismiss our judges who have the hardest job of deciding who's winning tonight and moving on to finals.
Here we
Perfect.
go.
Look at that
Emily,
timing.
come on in. Let's
Come
put
on
this
in.
check up here. Let's make some noise for our judges as they make their way back into the arena. Thank you, judges. Thank you, judges.
I know you guys had a hard job. All right, we've given you plenty of time to get that QR code to join us for 5 Across Finals on December 4th. And now, did we lose Steve? Yeah, okay, perfect. Definitely want him in here to help us celebrate the winner. But first, we're going to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, again, like Brian said, these events don't just happen. It takes a lot, not only from our team, but from the partners right here in our community. And I want to give a big shout out to Kinetic for sponsoring not just this event, but they sponsor all of the events throughout the year. They've been committed to Awesome Inc. since I think like 2017 or something. Jacqueline was like 4 years old. And so they've been around for a long, long time. We're extremely, extremely grateful for Kinetic. And tonight specifically would not be possible without our friends at Vulture. Again, it takes a lot to put these events on, and we would not be here without our faithful and generous sponsors. So thank you, thank you,
Thank you. And one more event to tell you about.
Yep. Coming up on November 12th, we'll be putting on the Kentucky Entrepreneur Hall of Fame down at the Central Bank Convention Center. And if you've never been to that event, it's our way of celebrating Kentucky's most successful entrepreneurs. But it's also a way for us to inspire future generations of entrepreneurs. It's such a fun event, and it's pretty amazing, the companies and the caliber of companies that have come out of our state. It makes me proud to be a Kentuckian sitting in that room with individuals like Nate Morris and a lot of other really, really successful entrepreneurs that call Kentucky home. So if you've never been, or if you've been 100 times, please come. It's such an amazing, inspiring event.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so now we're going to bring up tonight's presenters, founders. Come on up.
Come on, guys.
Bring you up to the stage once again.
Jacqueline, how can we continue to support our pitches tonight?
We can continue to support them by becoming their customers. So you saw their pitches, you heard about their companies, and now's the time. They've poured so much into their companies, and coming here and practicing and doing all of that extra work. So now it's your all's chance to pour into them, and you can do that by becoming one of their customers. So after this ends, feel free to come up, chit-chat with them, ask them more questions, because they're all winners. But now it's time to actually crown our 5th company going to finals in December. Are you guys ready? All right, first we're going to start with our crowd favorite. This was voted on by you through the RAD system. So excited. Can I get a 25% drum roll? Yeah, that's perfect. All right, our crowd favorite for October 2024 5 Across is Immersive Hearing Technologies. Congratulations, Matthew. Good job voting, guys. Next, it's time for second place. And let's give 50 to 60% drum roll. Second place, October 5 Across 2024 is going to go to Org Vitals. Congratulations, Charlie. All right. The time has come. It's time to announce the winner and the last team to join 5 Across Finals in just a few weeks. I want to give the most energy, 100% drum roll. Our first place winner, 5 Across October 2024 is Immersive Hearing Technologies. Amazing. Congratulations, Matthew. You've just punched your ticket to finals. I'm going to have you, do you have a couple words of what this win means to you?
No, this is a really good win. I mean, so I'm actually a transplant to Kentucky, started as a researcher at University of Louisville, so organizations like the Vote Awards program I participated in now is just why Kentucky's a great place for entrepreneurship. So thank you so much.
Great, congratulations. All right, judges, do you guys have a quick word on why you chose Matthew to win?
Yeah, well, first, we wanted to say that this was not an easy decision, and we wanted to extend our kudos to all of the founders who presented tonight. They all did a great job, and if we had 5 checks, we would have handed 5 out. We chose Immersive Hearing Technology. I mean, it was a fantastic presentation. We were really impressed by, it's an innovative solution to a really big problem, and it's a solution that has been validated by the market, by a very credible player in the market who clearly sees it as something that's valuable. And we were impressed by, you have a very firm grasp on a really compelling market opportunity. And so we wish you all the best.
Great words. Congratulations again, Matthew. That concludes October 5 Across 2024. We'll see you in a couple weeks at 5 Across Finals. Have a good evening.